We continue in David's Psalm 23, verse 5. The second part says, "You have anointed my head with oil." Now, I don't know if you remember the story of David and when he was anointed king, but God spoke to Samuel and said that a new king was to replace Saul, and that this king was one of Jesse's sons. So Samuel went searching for the home of Jesse, found it, and found the sons of Jesse. And he went through the whole list of the sons. And the scriptures teach us that Samuel had his idea what the king would be or what he would look like, but that wasn't God's idea. And after Samuel had went through all the sons that had been presented by Jesse, he knew that none of them were anointed, that God had not called any of them to be king. So he asked Jesse, "Is this all your sons?" And he said, "Well, I have the youngest, just a young boy out tending the sheep." So they sent for him, and when he came in, the Lord spoke to Samuel and said, "This is the one." And it was that time that Samuel poured the anointing oil over the top of David's head, right in front of all his brothers. See, the good news for us is that the least likely to be anointed by God, they're the ones who are the most anointed by God. So if you feel like you're less than your brothers and sisters around you, or like there's too much of a past in your life to be able to do anything with God, the things that you believe disqualify you, they actually qualify you. Because it's with a humble heart as we come to God, understanding the lack of our own personal strengths, that we can then be anointed with His strength. And you can read it in 1 Samuel. It says in verse 13 that Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And it said the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon David from that day forward. Isn't that a wonderful example of how God takes the least of these and exalts them above their brothers? So be encouraged today that the Lord does not look on the outward appearance or on what you've done right or what you've done wrong. He looks on the abilities that He's put within you, and He has put greatness on the inside of each person in His creation. And the smaller you see yourself, the bigger God sees your potential. You have a grace-filled day. We'll see you next time.